Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. Today I'm doing my wrap up for May and my what's up for June, where I talk about what I read in May and what I'm going to read in June. I normally do a sort of little life wrap up in these videos, but May just kind of flew by. I can't believe that we're already in June, and so I don't have anything to talk about. I didn't even do the Star Wars readathon thing. I plotted it all out in my kind of Excel sheet where I keep my TBR tracking, but it's so much is going on. Anyway, so what did I end up reading in May? So I'm going to rank them based on, the ones I like the least to the ones that I like the most. All of these books got 4 stars or more, so none of them I gave anything less than that. So first we have Plastic Prism Void. So this is an experimental novel. It was really interesting. I just didn't like the kind of male main character. I really liked the female main character. She was really funny and interesting and weird. I just couldn't really connect with him, and so that kind of threw me out a bit. Also, the book it's kind of cryptic. It's hard to follow. I think I would enjoy it a lot more if I read it again. So either way though, really cool, interesting book if you want something kind of experimental. And then there's the Quantum Entanglement. So this I read for the SPSFC 5. This was a book about this. It's post-apocalyptic, and there's this man, and he's going on a quest for the church because he works for them. But it's a very church-run state, but there's multiple ones, and they're all kind of competing. It's kind of like a factions competing book, and it's very political. It's very interesting. I really liked it. Then we have Girl in the Tomb. This is a book about a similar kind of situation, a similar kind of church state, but there's two in, there's a church-run state in half of the United States, and the other half is not church-run, and there is a guy from the non-church-run doing an excavation in the church-run part, and he finds this old robot who was part of the collapse 500 years ago, and they're trying to escape the church-run state, and meanwhile there's an investigation going on with another of the church-run guys. And so it's very exciting, it's very fun, it has a lot of good world building. I really enjoyed it. And then there's Dead Weight. This was a translated work about kind of women coming together to combat something. I can't really get into too much for spoilers, but it was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. And then there's also Our Simulated Selves. This was another SPSFC 5 book. This book was fantastic. I think it was probably my favorite of the quarterfinalists that we read. It's about a man who wants to date this woman, and she won't date him, so he puts copies of them and only them in this simulated world. And it sounds like it's like some lonely man story, but it's actually not at all. It is really definitely not that, and it's so fascinating. It's really well done. The tech aspects are really good, and the kind of characters are fantastic. I really recommend it. And then we have my top 3 of the month, and I couldn't really decide, so I just went with the one that I was waiting for all year. So we're going to start with A Field Guide for the Formerly Villainous. This was about, it's a cozy story of this young person who leaves a cult, a mind control cult that's controlled by this evil witch basically, and is trying to make a new life for themselves in this little farming community. And it's very sweet and heartfelt. I really liked it. And then there's Ode to the Half Broken. This is decidedly not cozy, and it is about a robot, a warbot, from a near kind of apocalypse situation a few years in the future, trying to just kind of live their life on their own, but someone steals their leg. They have to go on a bit of a journey to find it, and this brings them into contact with all sorts of people from their past. And it's kind of like crotchety old person, has to learn to live again kind of story, except the person is a robot, and it's just really fun. It has some kind of cozier elements in that. There's a lot of found family, a lot of hope, but it's not a cozy book by any means. And then my favorite book of the month is Bone of My Bone. This is by Gianna Van Veen. It is a historical fiction, dark fantasy, horror book about a nun and a farm girl hooking up, and they have a skull. They have to bring the skull to its bones and hopefully get a wish from this, but they are being chased down by an evil necromancer. Very fun, very dark, very much enjoyed it. Now, next month, I'm going to be reading, hopefully, a bunch of these books. We've got Syncopation. This is a poem in verse, or a novel in verse. Oh my god, that I meant to read months ago, and I'm finally going to be reviewing it. It's interesting. I have finished it, so I will promise I will be reviewing it next week. Then we have Hopeless Necromantic. This is a kind of romantasy about, I guess, a demon and a necromancer. That'll be fun. And then I have two old school science fictions. So we're going to be reviewing, one of them is, where did it go? I have it here. Cul-de-sac. This was one I meant to review back in May, but I didn't get around to it. And so I'm going to be reviewing this, and then I'm going to be reviewing another one that I have not decided upon later in the month. I just was like, I'll do two because I missed one. Then Letters from the Last Apothecary. This is a historical fiction fantasy romance, kind of. I've started reading it. I'm finding it really intriguing because it's not what I expected at all. And yeah, so you'll be getting that review. And then Heaven's Graveyard, which I've been looking forward to all year, which is the sequel to Idlefire by Grace Curtis, except that it's set like 500 years later, so it's not like a direct sequel. But I really loved Idlefire, so I'm really looking forward to this one. And then Habits of the Sea. I don't know. Something about an island, I guess. I don't even know if this is historical fiction or contemporary or what. I'm sure I will like it. And then there's one that I dropped on the ground. Half Earth. This is a poem collection. River Street Read sent this to me. It is about explores what it means to survive in a world beset by climate crisis and the ever-distorting realities of digitized human life. So I think I'll really like these because that sounds right up my alley. Then there's The Inn at the Foot of Mount Vengeance, and this is a cozy fantasy, I'm pretty sure. There's also Catamorphosis, which I might get to. I might have to bump this into July. But it's about a woman turning into a cat. And I think it's a kind of horror, or at least it's like a kind of weird science fiction book. I've read one of the author's other books, and she asked me to do a cover review for her. And I said, sure. And then I said, I can do a review if you like, if I can ever fit it into my schedule. And then we have The Dragon Has Some Complaints. I only wrote Dragon Complaints on my list, so I can't remember what the actual title is. But I really enjoyed someone to make a nest in, or somebody to make a nest in. Whatever. The monster romance one from last year. I didn't really like the insta love, so I'm thinking because of this one I don't think has a love story. It's about a dragon. I know it has like 3 heads, and the heads all like compete, and like they don't like share a brain, so they kind of like fight and stuff. I think that sounds really fun, and I like that kind of concept, so I think that sounds like it'll be a really good time. So I'm excited to read that. Oh yeah, I'll also be doing a review for Hell's Heart, which I'm still listening to on audiobook for the Interstellar Book Club. I really like it. It's like Moby Dick in space, and it actually is like almost like a direct copy of Moby Dick, but it's been like just completely queerified and set in the future, and like, oh, I could talk about it forever. So I will definitely be doing a standalone. I don't always do, or don't normally do, standalone reviews for the Interstellar Book Club books because we do the live show, but I think I might actually do one for this one because I like it so much. Might even be my favorite book of the month. I don't know. But for June, for the Interstellar Book Club, we're actually doing the second in the Teapot Spaceship, or whatever the heck it is, series. I think there's 4 books. We're going to be doing one every other month, which is nice because they're novellas, so they're short. And I liked the first one. It was fun. The first one was Left-Handed Dog, and I can't remember what the second one's called, but I'll put it here. If you couldn't tell, I'm very tired today. So thank you so much for checking this out, and let me know in the comments what your favorite book of the month was for May and what you're looking forward to reading in June. So thanks.